while we don't have a whole lot of details, it sounds like both sides are describing these talks as candid, positive, and constructive. The fact that these discussions, this phone call happened at all, is that by itself a measure of success between the two biggest economies in the world?
I think so. I think we have to acknowledge that here in the United States, there is a big division of opinion. Part of this country cannot yet accept the achievement of China in terms of coming into the world economy now as the most serious competitor the United States has ever had to deal with. And so they are often hostile or critical or aggressive. But there's another part of the United States that understands that if you don't control that kind of a situation, it can quickly become very frightening to both sides. And so they see this telephone call, modest as it is, as a sign of conversation and beginning to try to work out how to coexist on this planet rather than going in that other, much more scary direction.
TikTok, the hugely popular social media app, Professor, has 170 million users in the United States. President Trump at one point wanted to ban it, then he changed his mind. Given its popularity, if Donald Trump pulls this deal off, how much of a political victory is it for him?
Well, right now it would be a significant political victory. I don't think he cares about who owns these things. He cares about who controls. If you have followed the news in this country, we are in the middle, right in the middle of a scandal about Mr. Trump trying and succeeding in controlling large parts of the mass media, getting people fired who are critical of him, even when they are comedians, and do it in the interest of humor. So what he's interested in is getting control, making sure that he can determine whether TikTok is critical of his policies or supportive, and that's what he's after, and that's what I think Xi Jinping will have to decide what to do about that. Mr. Trump has a habit of celebrating victories long before he achieves them. I noticed the American readout of these things, an agreement was reached. The Chinese readout says progress was made towards an agreement. It's very clear they have more work to do to work something out, but control is what Mr. Trump is after.
Interesting. And how will a deal on TikTok, if it happens, Professor, affect broader U.S.-China trade negotiations?
Well, I'm afraid if Mr. Trump wins, especially if he can portray his victory as in some sense a victory over China, and that's how it will be played. Because it is a Chinese company in the sense of ownership, if that ownership is taken away in some sense from the Chinese, even if it ends up being, as some rumors have it, a mixed ownership, partly American, partly Chinese, partly perhaps other parts as well, yeah, it'll be portrayed as another victory, and it will unfortunately encourage Mr. Trump to do what he has been doing, which is interfering all over the world to rewrite as much as he can the rules of international trade and finance in favor of American large corporations.
Yeah, and you bring up an interesting point and raises my next question. Donald Trump, when it comes to trade, really believes the magic formula are tariffs, that they will generate revenue, create jobs, and bring manufacturing back in America. Professor, as an economist, what are your views on the President Trump's sweeping tariffs that are hitting every corner of the world, including some of America's closest trading partners?
Well, I think what it is, as an economist, it may be good politics at this moment in America. It may play to the American public in some way as asserting American power and influence. But as a professional economist, let me tell you that tariffs are a topic that is centuries old. There's an immense literature in economics about what tariffs can and cannot do. What Mr. Trump is saying his tariffs will do, it's possible that they will do what he says, but it is more likely that it won't. That between the contradictory effects of tariffs on the American economy and the capacity of countries around the world to retaliate against American tariffs, as Canada, Mexico, China, and many other countries are doing, means that you cannot know, you cannot possibly
Yeah.
know whether these policies will work.
All right, we'll leave it there. Professor Richard Wolff, thank you.